Welcome to the Defender Roundtable, where we take each week, as you know, we take on the hot topics going on in the world and the news in our community. And my name is Terrence Harris. I'm the digital content manager for the Houston Defender, and I'm here to bring you this important discussion this week. And we're going to deviate just a little bit from how we normally do this thing with our panel, because we're talking about something that's very, very issue oriented and a big topic. And that big topic happens to be looking at Donald Trump in this latest election and the overwhelming support that he received from the Hispanic community. And to have this discussion, we thought it would be great to bring in some special panelists. So we brought in Kay Onda, magazine publisher Gabriel Esparza, and we've also brought in this wonderful couple that we met, Elliot and Liz Rodriguez, to have this discussion. And so, guys, I know it's been a few weeks now since the election, but we're still all talking about it. Everybody's still wondering, especially in the Black community, how did this happen? How did this happen? How did we get Donald Trump again?
And let me add, up from 40, so he got 43% of the overall Latino vote, and that is an 8-point increase from 2020. And so it's like Terrence said, we'd love to hear from you guys about what you think happened.
Okay, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, so let's get into it. And I wanted to start with you, Gabriel, as a publisher, as a man in the news, a man that's that's out there. What are you hearing? I mean, what was it about Donald Trump that the Hispanic community in such overwhelming numbers supported?
Well, I mean, first of all, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your Zoom meeting. And you're absolutely right, man. The guy said a lot of things that were not supposed to click to the Hispanic community because of all the borders, immigration, new laws, deportations. I mean, we're talking about a lot of the Latino industry were scared about all the new changes, but the guy came through. I don't know I mean, I'm still surprised of the decision that the country went on the Hispanic side. I'm very, very surprised because if you know our culture, not only from Mexico, but South America, people are coming in this is the greatest country in the world. That's why people come with children. They have to cross the entire Mexico country from Nicaragua, Colombia, Salvador, from all those places. So I'm really surprised of the decision because now a lot of Latinos, they're scared about what's going to happen. Is he going to change the immigration laws? Is he going to put more people on the borders? They're going to be more crime. So the numbers were very surprising.
Yeah, and Liz and Elliot, I'd like to hear from you. I mean, I know you guys are also from Brownsville, if I'm correct.
We're South Padre Island area, but
yeah. So, I mean, what was it about Donald Trump that just resonated with you guys and that make you want to support him in the way that you have?
What made me support him? I supported him in 2016, but even more so now because, and I'm gonna let you know right off the bat, like I am not an economist. I don't know, numbers and all that, but I'm gonna tell you from why we voted for him. People who are just regular people, because that's who we are, regular people. We see the border crisis was probably number one. We see all the people coming through, and some of them are criminals, and some of them, are bad people, and some of them are not, So, but it was just out of control. People are coming in here, most of them are looking for a free ride. Some people are looking for a better life, but where I'm from, I know because I see it. Some of them are here to get a free ride, to have their anchor babies here and off the backs of us taxpayers. So that's unfair. Us Latinos, a lot of our aunts and our grandmas and some uncles, they came over here, but they did it the right way. And we don't think it's right for somebody just to come over here, and just because and not go through the legal channel. So that was a big thing for us. It's like line. It's like, am I standing at Starbucks in line? I don't want anybody cut in front of me. You get to the back of the line and you wait your turn. You do it right, be fair, and because it was getting out of control, it's like, no, we don't like that. We like to follow the laws of our country, and because, like I said, our some of our grandmas, uncles, and all that, they did it the right way, and they waited in line. So that's why they also, I know my entire family, his entire family also voted for Trump, because it's like, hey, wait a minute, no, we just don't like that. We like to follow the rule of law, and if you want to come here, that's great, but you do it the right way. That's what we have laws in this country, you know.
But are you concerned at all? I mean, at his rhetoric and how it could affect even those of you who've done it the right way. I mean, and just kind of the the energy that he's putting out. I mean, towards Hispanic people. I mean, where people are going to look at you. I mean, whether you've done it the right way or not, they're going to look at you a certain way. Is there a concern about that, and just kind of how you weigh that in?
I really don't see what kind of rhetoric you're talking about. When he speaks at his rallies and when he talks, what I hear is like, yes, you know what? Yeah, let's get this done. I like the way he talks and the way he sings, because he's straightforward. He doesn't beat around the bush. He tells it like it is. And because right now, we don't want a leader who's just gonna, say the right things because it sounds good. No, tell me the truth. Tell me how you're gonna do it. And let's get it done. We want somebody real, not somebody trying to, just put icing on the cake and make it look pretty. So, tell me what's up, and let's get this done.
Liz, I have a question. Where do you get the majority of your news?
Some of my news, I like TikTok a lot to get some of my news. Why? Because it's people who are real. People are, nowadays, people get on social media, they document what's going on here, there. So a lot of it I get from TikTok. Some of it I do get it from Newsmax. Sometimes I do turn on The View. Sometimes I put on CNN. Like I said, I get a little bit pieces from different news outlets and social media. So from there, I can see, okay, get the different points of views. But it always takes me back to Donald Trump and what he's pushing forward, because I agree with everything that he wants to do.
Gabriel, I'd like to ask you, what do you think it is about Harris that maybe the Hispanic community didn't just didn't trust her, or it didn't resonate with them?
Very good question. Very good question. In my personal opinion, I think the Democratic Party made a huge mistake by switching the player. She only had 127 days. If you really look at it, when they made the switch and when they announced we call it the new horse, which is Kamala Harris, when we had Biden, and President-elect Trump has been advertising, promoting his presidency for almost a year and a half. Everybody knew he was going to be the guy who was going to run for president. So when the Democratic Party, in my opinion, they switch the player, 127 days is not enough time for her to give all the information that she needed to do. At the same time, Donald Trump is extremely aggressive, and he means what he says. I like what our colleague was saying. He's going to come and make some changes. That guy don't play. That guy do not play. So my opinion is that she was a vice president, but she was not really out there in the cameras. Right. You got to remember one thing, all of us, we have the power of the press, and Donald Trump knows how to use that power. He knows how to push the buttons. Every time he moves a bottle, every time he moves something, everybody knows about it. And that's called free marketing. When you know how to market your product, when you know how to market yourself, the way Donald Trump did it, that's why we have a new president-elect. And also a tough guy. He's going to come and make some changes. And like I said before, he don't play.
A lot of people may ask, Liz, like when you made the Puerto Rican comments, did that bother you all at all, or do you overlook it?
That's advertising. That's marketing. That's marketing.
Yeah, I see it a little differently. I see it a little simpler. Like, I mean, I know you can get into the politics of things and you can really study on things, but I think it goes to like a simpler form. So like, if you have a favorite football team that you ride or die with, like my buddy, he loves the Cowboys. And if they switch out the quarterback, he's still ride or die Cowboys, no matter who they playing against. So that's why I don't think, like whether it has to do with Democrats or Republicans, I don't think it goes that deep as far as, you know, who they're putting, because you're still ride or die in that, you know, you're blue until you're blue in the face, and you're red until you're red in the face. So there's no switching as far as candidate goes, because everybody's so I guess embedded into their own, you know, I guess ideas and their own Democratic parties that they lose sight of I guess the simpler things. Like, I got an aunt, she's one of my aunts, she's Democrat as well, and you know, she doesn't want us to go around, but she's picking a party over family and over blood, and it should never be that deep. It should never be that deep. It's literally a team. It's America. It's for 4 years, and I think as being Latino, you know, when he says things about Latinos, or he says things about, you know, black or brown, we have to understand that if we're gonna pick ourselves or see ourselves as a color, it's already the wrong way to see ourselves. We're Americans first, and America is a combination of everybody. So as soon as we start, you know, separating ourselves and say, oh, we're this race, we're this color first, then we're already we're putting ourselves out of the picture, and we're looking at it the wrong way. We're American first. If somebody comes onto our land, like right now with immigration, they're coming here illegally. Well, hey, why do they get to do things illegally? I want to do things illegally too, you know? Why is it fair for them to do things illegally? It's just like me. If I go rob a bank, it's illegal for me to do that. I mean, hey, it's free money. They're getting free money. So where's my money? Why do I got to pay for them? You know what I mean? So they can live the way they want to, but I got to work my butt off. You know what I'm saying? And the same for you guys. You know, you guys are paying for them too, coming over. And all they have to do is do paperwork. That's all we're asking. Just do your paperwork. That way you know who you are. And it's not only just for us, it's also for their safety. You know, I think the Democratic Party, on some of them, like, you know, they want them to come over, but those people that own those stores, now they can take advantage of them because they can't process paperwork. So now they can pay them whatever they want to pay them. They can pay them $4 or $5 an hour, and that's not the law. But because now they're afraid to get, you know, they can get shipped off anytime. Anybody can make a phone call to get them sent off. You know what I mean? So it's very hard on that in that situation. So it goes. You're protecting both parties for them just signing the paper and becoming legal.
Gabriel, you said it didn't matter. You said you don't think that it matters when he makes disparaging comments. Why not?
No, not at all.
Because like I said,
well,
go ahead.
The Puerto Rican one, I didn't hear the whole thing, but I heard about what happened about when this comedian was making a joke, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Right.
Number one, it's a joke. Number one. So that's why they put him up here. He's a comedian, so he made a joke about the Puerto Ricans. But I mean, I don't know too much. I can't really give you a whole on that because I didn't hear the whole thing. I just saw little pieces about it on TikTok, so I can't give you a full comment on that. But I just don't know the whole story. I didn't hear the whole thing, so I
don't know, man. And then I think too, also, like, as a dude growing up, man, like, you know, growing up, being in high school and being with friends, we all make jokes about each other. I mean, that's part of growing up, and that's part of being American. We're all family. We're all Americans. All of us are. You know, I mean, we're all in this together, regardless if we see it or not. And like I said, as soon as we separate ourselves, then yeah, we take away that fabric, and that fabric is what makes America great.
Yeah, and he's made comments about, you know, probably Mexicans and Hispanics before, but you gotta learn, you gotta pay attention, learn when he's making a joke or when he's being sarcastic.
Right.
You can't just take everything as it is. You know, you gotta.
But Elliot, to your point about us all being together, you know, like one of the things that he seems to want to do, if you're paying attention, is he seems to want to separate us. I mean, one of the things that bothered me, and I think many of us, is when he made the statement about immigrants are taking away Black jobs.
Right.
And what that does is that creates an issue for us. That divides us in some way. That creates conflict between our communities when statements like that are made. I mean, how do you feel about, you know, this man's?
Well, see, that's the thing. He's right. I mean, like I said, these immigrants are coming over, and that's what it is. That's what's happening. So now, I mean, if you're getting paid and you're on the bottom of the totem pole, whatever color you are, and they're paying these guys minimum dollar now they're putting more money in their pocket, because at the end of the day, it's business, right? So if you own a business, you're always going to look for what? The better deal to make more profit.
And it's not just Black jobs. They're
taking away our jobs too.
Hispanic jobs too. I know, because I see it. I work in an industry where we hire a lot of housekeepers. And a lot of those housekeepers,
they don't have papers, some of them.
You know, it's questionable. I know that. Right. So the employers, they know they can pay minimum wage to those people who don't really have legit papers, you know. So instead of paying somebody $13 an hour, like in America, somebody who's got papers who know you can get a job anywhere, they're gonna pay the person. They're gonna pay this Hispanic person with no papers because it's cheaper.
Right, exactly.
They do.
And it's not just. I mean, immigrants is not just a Mexican word, right? Immigrants is anybody that comes over.
They take the housing.
You know what I mean?
They take the housing, and they're making our schools very crowded.
Yes, and so now they're having
4 school children.
Right.
And the classrooms are they're overfilled, and most of the housing here, the low income house, is supposed to be, you know,
to help us out, to help Americans out.
All these illegal immigrants are taking them up.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be that way. Yeah.
All right, Gabrielle.
Well, like I said, in my opinion, a lot of these immigrants, they come from other countries, not only from the South America, but from China, Vietnamese. Right. They come for a reason, and a lot of people they don't take the jobs that we take. They don't take
They don't.
They don't take it. That's why when you go to hotels, when you go to anywhere you go in the world, who does the hard labor? The Latinos. Right. The Latinos are taking the landscaping, the construction on the freeways, on the buildings, housing. I mean, they do anything to get, because they come for that American dream. That's the difference. When you're here in the United States, you become on your comfort zone. Right. You get the comfort zone. But when you get a guy from Honduras or Nicaragua who used to make $1 a day, $1 a day, and then he's making $12 an hour here, he's good.
It's true. It's true. But the cost of living here is still the same, and now they're getting taken advantage of, because it's like that's why there's child labor laws in America, for the simple fact that other countries do the same thing with child, because they don't know no better, and because they can't voice their opinion. So it's basically what it is a child labor law saying that, hey, you can't pay these guys because you're going to take advantage of them.
People to work the fields, we need people for housekeeping. We understand that. Go ahead and do that, but get a visa, get a work visa, and get your papers done.
Well, now you can get paid more money.
You go and pay taxes too.
Right.
I understand we need people to do the jobs that Americans, but why don't Americans want to do those jobs? Because we don't get paid a reasonable wage. That's why I ain't gonna go pull crops. I'm not gonna go work housekeeping. Why? Because they want to pay me $8.25 an hour? Right. No, I don't think so. So
let me ask you guys a question, to all of you.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
Whenever we finish our conversation, go to a Home Depot or go to a Lowe's and see what you see outside. Do you see?
Oh yeah, I know.
Do you see Chinese? Do you see any kind of people from Canada? Do you see any type of nationality? What do you see outside of Home Depot?
Mostly Hispanic.
Latino.
So I mean that goes into everything, right? So like every race has a certain job or certain thing that they're good at, right? So that's just something they're good at, something they're taught. They're very handy. Yeah. That's what they thrive in. You know what I mean? So other countries, I mean, you're gonna have Asians that are gonna be better at, maybe electronics or maybe other things that they're better at, and that's why you're gonna see them at a different store. But yeah, you're right. I mean, we do understand that.
Everybody needs a job.
Everybody needs a job.
Get your work visa and get your papers.
But it's safer for them. It's safer for them it's protection from the employer.
Don't do it illegally.
You need protection from the employer, because the employer is there to take advantage of whoever they can take advantage of.
Are you at all worried though? Because it's kind of like when they did stop and frisk for Black people. They didn't know until they stopped you and they frisked you.
No,
so you at all worried that you can still be unfairly stopped, unfairly targeted, or that you may have relatives that are sent out of the country because they're coming in and saying we're going in mass deportations? Does that bother you at
all? Mass deportations bother me?
Yeah. So basically, she's saying I mean, because those laws were there before Trump got there. They were there when Bill Clinton was running. And he was a Democrat. He made those laws. My dad was a deportation officer. And he's been a deportation officer for a long time, so he knows the law in and out. So we got to see it from both sides. Now he's on the other side too as well, but he knows the law in and out, and those laws have been there since Bill Clinton's there. So that's not even those aren't Trump's laws.
Your question is, are we bothered about the mass deportation?
Yeah, like if we can get stopped, anytime and be harassed.
Or like if they think like Hispanic. It wouldn't bother me at all. I'll tell you, I'm from here.
We get stopped coming over here. So like when we come over here, there's a checkpoint coming over here. So like they're doing their job. And if you don't let cops do their job, then they can't do their job. So you can't be bothered by somebody doing their job, and we pay them to do their job. So yeah, I mean, if they're doing their job exceptional, everybody should get stopped, I think. You know what I mean? I mean, you definitely don't want to get harassed. There's a strong line between harassing somebody and then stopping to say, hey, are you an American citizen? Okay, let them go. You know what I mean? Where's your, you know what I mean? We got IDs like everybody else. We got, you know, so it's not that hard to prove that we're Americans. I don't even speak Spanish. Tell you right now. She speaks Spanish, you know what I mean? So
what is your last name?
I'm Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Yeah. And my dad speaks it well. My wife speaks it well. But I mean, I grew up in America. I love my rap music. I love my UGK. I love my screw music. I love my screw. So
oh no, wait a minute. You're not Rodriguez then. You're Rodriguez.
That's right. And that's how I say it, Rodriguez.
I met a guy. I met a person one time. They said, my name is Martin Herrera. And I said, what the hell is that? Well, when you spell it, no way. It is Herrera. You're not Herrera. So you're Rodriguez.
But see, that's the thing though. Like, you know, when you come to America, America changes everything. You adapt to the American life. Like if I go to Mexico with my last name, I wouldn't know how to live over there.
Yeah.
Straight up. I wouldn't, you know what I mean?
In a nutshell, as Republicans, you know, with all this forces, we just want you to do it legally.
Right.
Go into the proper ports of entry. Stop being a cheater and going and jumping fences. That is just so it's infuriating.
Yeah.
You know, like go through the right way. That's why we have laws and we have a channel for you to do it. You're fleeing violence or whatever that you do. Fine. Go through the ports of entry and file your paperwork and do it right.
Yeah.
You want a better life for your kids? Go for it. Everybody has the right to pursue it. Do it the right way. Like seriously, you know, that's it.
And Liz, you make a great point, and it's an excellent stopping point for us here. But this is such a great discussion that I think we could go on and on. I mean, I hate it.
I have one question though.
Go for it.
Okay, and that's, you know, there are people of faith who will wonder how you're able to look past Donald Trump's moral character, the felony convictions, the divisive rhetoric, and cast your vote in support. What do you say to those people?
Right.
To those people who say that he has like the convictions and all that stuff going on with him.
Yeah.
This is what I say. He who has never sinned, throw the first stone. Have you lived the perfect life, Miss Mashonda? Have you? No, I have some things that I don't even know my husband.
Hey man, I'm gonna be like Don King, only in America. Only in America.
Only in America, baby.
I'll be like Don King, bro. Only in America.
Everybody in the house got an issue.
For real.
Okay.
We all got
I'm not looking for somebody that's been a perfect life or has the perfect moral character either.
That's a fake person though. You're never gonna run into.
I mean, somebody who's gonna be like, this needs to be done, and this needs to be done. We're gonna do this. This is wrong. We're gonna stop that. We're gonna, you know, that's who I want. That's what I want.
But you do realize that this man has wronged women. He's assaulted women. Yes. I mean, he has 37 felony convictions.
That's hard. See, that's hard to say.
Only in America.
But check this out. Hey, but guys, on that note though. Yeah, see, but on that note though, how many women out there do we have laws to protect those women? Some of those women put themselves out there.
Men lie, women lie.
You know what I mean?
Get some cash sometimes.
So I mean,
false allegations. He said, she said. You know what?
It's very hard to say that because I mean everybody's chasing money, and now the way America is, you know, everybody's always trying to sue somebody because it's easy, free money. And if you have a, let's say, a clear path to Donald Trump and his money, who says you're not going to try to get it?
Gold diggers.
Who says you're not going to try to get it? If you even think you have a small window of getting it, who would not raise their hand and say, "Hey, I'll take 100,000 and shut up"? You know what I mean?
It don't bother me.
The thing is too is like, you know, the women put themselves in that situation. I mean, in order for him to have a relationship or find, let's say, somebody working like a prostitute, they have to be a prostitute first. He didn't create the prostitute. They were already in.
Elliot, I don't think that's the road you really want to go down, my man. But I respect where you're coming from.
The insight is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, but we love it. I mean, this, like I said, guys, this has been a fantastic conversation. I wish we could continue it for another hour or so. Unfortunately, we can't. But what I will say is, I want to thank you all for coming on and being a part of this very important discussion with us. I mean, and I hope that, you know, we continue it. I mean, because I think it's
Hey,
important to have. But
we
in the
definitely can.
meantime, I want to say to the listeners out there, we really hope you enjoyed this discussion. We hope that you'll come back and read the article, view this video, and then if you like what you like what you've heard, you know, hit subscribe, you know, press like, you know, and continue to come back and give us another shot. And
sure.
in the meantime, we look forward to it, and we thank you all, and have a good day.